All right, people of faith, let's continue where we left off from the last video. Why we work hard for money is because we don't know that we are an heir. And the only way you know that you are an heir is that you have to have the spirit of life. In other words, you have the spirit of death. And as long as the spirit of death is covering you, you're gonna have to honor death, which means you have to serve it. That means fear is your master. And to serve fear, lust, you have to feed your soul lust. And for lust has to be there, hurt has to be there. For hurt has to be there, the distrust has to occur. And for the distrust to occur, love has to be separated from you. See how that works? Love, distrust, hurt, um, hurt to mm, to to lust, to fear, to and that's how the soul is captivated in that order. Of course, we started from working our way backwards forwards. Now we're working our way forward backwards. So, but anyway, if there is no distrust, distrust comes from what? Disobedience. Once again, if we're saying love is the most high, we're saying love is most powerful, there is no evil in it. That means it has absolute victory over anything of evil, right? That means love is the most powerful. That means love is so pure, is so kind, it is so patient, it is so what it is. It's the perfect place to be. All right? If it's the perfect place to be, then evil has to get us away from it. Which means, so a person may say, well, then how did evil actually start? Evil had to walk away from the circle of trust, had to walk from the circle of love. This is what the story of Lucifer is all about. In the book of Ezekiel, God made him the armor bearer, the honor bearer. He was carrying the honor of God. When he, as we will hear over the years, that he was like a choir director or a symphony and all that good stuff. When he opened up, all the music comes out. That array that came out of him was the honor of God, the glory of God. He was a glory bearer. In other words, when he shined, when he spoke, when he did whatever that he did, the glory of God was present, and everything around it like felt God's presence of glory. That's why he was considered most beautiful. They gave the description in the book of Ezekiel. I want to say the 20th chapter. I'm not sure about how in all his splendor he was like onyx and sapphire. He was like all the different jewels. They gave a demonstration that he was beautiful. That because he held the glory of God. He held the truth. He was a truth bearer. Let me say it that way. He was a truth bearer, which is the glory of God. So whenever he spoke, truth came out. But at some point, according to the book of Isaiah, he came into himself of seeing himself outside of God. He came into the knowledge, I am beautiful. That's not in oneness with God. Because God is not telling you that. You separated from God telling you that, so that you're telling yourself that. It's like a person says, it's one thing that God tell you that you are a child of him. Then there's another thing that the person says, like, well, I'm a God. You separated yourself from him. No, no, the person's like, no, I'm acknowledging the fact what he said. No. You don't need to acknowledge that. That's for God to do. That's why I consider a declaration. God declares it. Let God be God. That's like a person being filled with the Holy Spirit and going to say, like, well, I'm about to go do this for God. Did the Holy Spirit tell you to do that? No. Why are you doing it? Because it's the right thing to do. That's you being self-righteous. That's you being a God in your own eyes. That's what happened to Lucifer. He became a God in his own eyes. And as quick as he did, God saw that that was iniquity found in him. This is at the very beginning of existence. And he immediately fell from the presence of God. When you fall from God, you go from life to knowing everything to knowing nothing, which is death. So when we serve the flesh, we know nothing.